Hi and welcome. I want to thank you for checking out my video. I'm going to make this really brief. What we're going to talk about is investing $1,000, profiting $10,000, and doing it in just 3 years. Now, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. You are smarter than you think. Do not trust what I say. Do your own research. I want to encourage you to check this out on your own after you've watched this video. I'm going to try and give you some information to get you started. And then on the internet, there's a whole lot more available. So we're going to talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin began in 2010 on July 17th, and it was selling for 5 cents for one Bitcoin. Today, one Bitcoin is over $10,300. So the price has gone up a whole lot. I'm going to show you some charts. These charts are for 3-year periods of the price of Bitcoin. Now you might be asking, well, why 3 years? The reason why I picked 3 years is because I found that 95% of the time, if you bought Bitcoin and held it for 3 years, you made money. And that the only way to really lose money with Bitcoin, at least historically, has been to buy Bitcoin and hold it for less than 3 years. So let's get into it. The first chart is from January 1, 2017. The price of Bitcoin was $995. And today, August 17th, 2019, the price of Bitcoin is $10,227. Now, during that period of time, if we had invested $1,000 into Bitcoin, at the end 2019, the value would have been $10,274.15, which would give us a profit of $9,274.15. That's pretty good, but I'm going to show you some numbers that are even more spectacular. Check this one out. If you bought Bitcoin on January 1, 2015, the price was $314. And then it jumped up to $13,850. That gave you a total value of $43,000 with just a $1,000 investment, or a profit of $42,984.88. A couple of things I wanted to point out to you is, first of all, you didn't sell Bitcoin at the peak. This example is selling Bitcoin below its peak price of $20,000. In fact, if you go back to the previous screen, if you rewind or even go out to finance.yahoo.com, you can create your own chart, you can set up your own dates, you can set up your own time periods, and you can set up your own intervals so that you can dig into this information a little bit deeper. And what you'll find, if you look at any 3-year period, that you can still be profitable with Bitcoin even if you're not selling it at its peak prices. In fact, what you'll notice is that every 3 years approximately, sometimes a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit less, Bitcoin has these giant peaks where it goes up 5 times its price, 10 times its price, 20 times its price, in a pretty short period of time of months. And when it does that, it never returns to its previous lows. So if you can hang on to Bitcoin through one of these great big price increases, at least historically, you never would have lost money after holding on to that big jump or afterwards. Let's go to the next slide. So in this case, I wanted to show this one to you because out of the 3 years, if you were buying on January 1 and then selling 3 years later on December 31st, this is the only 3-year period during Bitcoin's life that you would have seen only a small gain in profit. So let's examine this a little bit closer. We started with $1,000. At the end of that period, the value of our Bitcoin would have been $1,180, so our profit is $180. When you think about it, that's 18% of our initial investment. 18% is actually a really great return. I don't know of any banks where I could deposit $1,000 and after 3 years pull out $180 or 18% worth of profit. If you went to the stock market, the S&P on average goes up about 7 or 8%. And a 7 or 8% gain is good for the stock market, Over a 3-year period, though, to hit 18% with the stock market, you might be able to do it. You might not do as well. I know that Warren Buffett typically hits about 14% per year of profit. So if you're a Warren Buffett, you really know your stocks, you will be able to exceed this 18% in 3 years. But not all of us are Warren Buffetts, and not all of us know how to pick stocks like he does. I'm going to show you one other time period, but it's not the biggest time period of all. This time period starts on January 1, 2012. It ends on December 31st, 2014. The price goes from $5.27 all the way to $318. Now you can see that we didn't sell at this peak of $1,250. We're actually selling it at $264. So I'm pointing out here we have about an 80% drop in price, and yet we made $60,000 on our $1,000 investment. Now, if you started, or if you actually sold at this peak of $1,250, which occurs in the month of December, right around 2014, you go backwards from that date, your profit is just astronomical. In fact, one of the time periods I was looking at, you would have made $2.6 million. I took that slide out. I was originally showing it, but I wanted to make this a little bit shorter because I know that numbers and graphs like this are not most people's cup of tea. They're kind of boring, but at least I gave you the information so that if you want to dig into it, you can always go to finance.yahoo.com and dig into it for yourself. So after looking at those spectacular returns with Bitcoin, most of them more than $10,000 in just a 3-year period, you got to ask yourself, am I too late to the party? Did I miss the boat? Can I still make money with Bitcoin? And I want to tell you, yes, you can still make money with Bitcoin. Now, again, this is my opinion. This is not financial advice. Do your own research and don't trust anything that I'm telling you. Now, one of the reasons why I think it's not too late is because of the Bakkt exchange. Bakkt is a joint venture, B-A-K-K-T, is a joint venture with the New York Stock Exchange, Microsoft, and Starbucks. These 3 companies have invested $500 million. That's right, with a B, $500 million. They've invested into building a cryptocurrency exchange. Now, this is not your typical exchange. It sells future contracts. And a futures contract means that the contract will get traded on the stock market just like a regular stock does. But at the expiration of that contract, physical Bitcoin will be deposited into your account. Now, the contracts will be either 1-day contracts or 30-day contracts, 1-month contracts. And that's exciting for a number of different reasons. One, because it's the New York Stock Exchange, it gives a lot of credibility for a lot of people, especially institutional investors and large retail investors. And so because of the Bakkt exchange, now the Bakkt exchange is currently scheduled to go live on September 23, 2019, and that was announced 1 day ago on August 16th, Friday, August 16th, 2019. And so it looks like the Bakkt exchange is going live very, very soon, and that's going to definitely drive the price of Bitcoin up as it's introducing institutional investors and retail investors, making it easy for them to buy Bitcoin. The next thing is about E-Trade. There's all of the big major stock exchange companies are going live with being able to trade cryptocurrency on those exchanges. And I think what part of what's making that possible is the Bakkt exchange from the New York Stock Exchange, because E-Trade and these other companies already have set up with the New York Stock Exchange in order to trade cryptocurrency back and forth. So what this means is Bitcoin is going to go from a market of about 35, 40 million people to a market of 500 million people with the E-Trade exchange. And that's going to introduce a whole bunch of money. And when that money comes in, It's the supply and demand thing. Bitcoin has a very small supply. The demand will be very large, and so it drives the prices up. The next reason why I think Bitcoin is going to have a fabulous future is because of Libre. Libre is a cryptocurrency that Facebook is introducing, and they have a exchange or a consortium of 28 other companies. They're planning on introducing a total of 100 companies to help with their cryptocurrency. Now, the Libre coin will be a stable coin. The price stays the same. And so if people want to buy into a cryptocurrency for investment purposes, they might start with Libre and then purchase Bitcoin. Because if you invest $1,000 into Libre, 3 years later, it'll still be worth $1,000. You won't make any money, but you're not losing any money either. And so Facebook has 2.5 billion, yes, that's with a B, 2.5 billion customers. 2.5 billion people use Facebook on a regular basis. And so their cryptocurrency will be an immediate hit just because of the number of people that will be using it. And as you noticed here, this company right here, Coinbase, that is a cryptocurrency exchange. So people are expecting that they'll be able to buy Libre, Facebook's cryptocurrency, and trade it for Bitcoin, because they'll have some money that they want to do for, they'll go out and they'll buy different services on Facebook, but then they'll want to use some of that. They may choose to use some of that money as an investment in something like Bitcoin. The next one is China. China's central bank is ready, and they're introducing a cryptocurrency. They've been working on this for 4 years, and China's cryptocurrency is now ready for use. With China introducing 2.5 billion people to cryptocurrency, it will help Facebook, because some of those people will go from China's cryptocurrencies into Facebook's cryptocurrency. And it'll help the other altcoins. Now, when I say altcoins, there's over 2,000 different cryptocurrencies out there today. Bitcoin is one of them. And then another one is called Ethereum, another one is called Litecoin, another one is called XRP, etc. And then finally, I wanted to show you this article. I mentioned Coinbase just a moment ago. Coinbase has already started serving institutional investors. They've only been serving them for about a year or so, approximately a year, maybe it's 2 years. And as a result of that, Coinbase is seeing an investment of $1 to $2 billion per month by institutions that are purchasing Bitcoin. And when institutional investors purchase assets similar to Bitcoin, they tend to hold on to them long term. So this means two things. One, it helps us understand why Bitcoin has gone up 300% in 2019 alone. December 20th, Bitcoin was trading for $3,200, and today it's trading for almost $11,000. So right there, that's a 300% increase in just 9 months. The second thing, and so that may be explained by the institutional investors that are purchasing $1 billion a month through Coinbase. The second thing that does is it literally takes additional Bitcoin off of the market. In other words, there's already a limited supply, and the more that institutions purchase Bitcoin, the fewer Bitcoin that's available for sale. Now, people are estimating that currently there's only about 1 million, 2 million Bitcoins that are actually available on today's open market. And so it's hard to say if that supply will actually decrease, but if it does, if the supply decreases less than 1 million Bitcoins on the open market, then that can actually really force the price up. Now you might be asking, well, how many Bitcoin is there out there today? There's a total of 17 million Bitcoins, and the maximum we'll ever see is 21 million Bitcoins. So, in conclusion, I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and hodl. And I want to tell you that for my family, when we get our paychecks, we're taking any money that we don't need to pay our bills, and we're actually investing some of that extra money into Bitcoin. And so you might want to consider doing the same. So like, subscribe, and hodl. I look forward to talking to you in the future. If you have any disagreements, please politely disagree in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Or if you like what I said, I'd love to hear that as well. I want to thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.